Found it. It's recording.
Nailed it. All right, show's off to a good start.
Anyway,
hey out there, all you storm watchers and amateur meteorologists. Welcome to another sweeping into your harbor. Team Hurricane returns.
I am Twister Darrel Smith Jr. That's my weather-related name.
I'm Shaun Tsunami.
Tsunami. We really kind of set ourselves up. I really don't know why I didn't do the thing that we named the show for. But my bad, everyone. Let me try that again. Let's rewind that real quick. Okay. I'm Danny Hurricane.
I'm Tommy Tsunami.
I'm not going to rewind that, by the way.
No, just leave it.
Yeah, 100%.
Let the people see the process.
Yeah, you want to know how the sausage is made? Well, guess what? It's all out there. It's not
That's
really sausage.
all this podcast is.
It's a glob of meat. It's just laying there.
Waiting to become sausage, but instead we just saw the glob of meat. We're like, why do the extra work?
Hey, you're gonna eat it, and it's gonna go in your stomach either way, right?
And you're gonna shit it out. It'll either keep you alive or it'll kill you.
Let's not sugarcoat it. Look, you're gonna get the same kind of sausage goodness you get, except no binding. You don't pay for the binding.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Zeus Discount Sausage is our sponsor for this week.
Yeah, Zeus discount. We haven't paid the bills in a long time, and I noticed that when I finally went to check my PO box, it was overflowing with bills. So we had to really reach out and Zeus discount sausage. That this binding is not for us. That's the old family slogan. 120
Zeus
years.
Takes a lightning bolt to binding.
Right, 100.
He smashes the casing of your sausage apart with his thunderbolts.
Well, that was the Saturday morning cartoon show that aired in the Great Lakes region. That they're most. This is a Great Lakes
regional business.
We have a lot of fans in the Great Lakes. I'd like to say hi to Heidi out in Montauk. Thanks for writing in.
The Great Lakes.
There's Lake Superior.
Thank you, Lake Superior.
Lake Erie. Lake Geronimo, I'm pretty sure is one of them. I'm not certain. Lake Worth, I think that's one of them. I've heard that name a couple of times.
Oh my God, Great Lakes,
amazing
lakes,
Great Lakes, great sausage. Zeus sausage, discount sausage brokers. They're actually brokers in sausage. They're actually. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It's Zeus Discount Sausage and Brokerage. They are also a discount brokerage firm. So not only are they cutting the binding, they're cutting the fees on brokerage.
They're really out in the Great Lakes region. Sure. You kind of have to wear multiple hats. There just aren't that many people out there. So
it reminds me a lot of when I was up in Prattsville, Arkansas, and I was visiting family, very small town, population 300, and one person had a small business, hey, this is Mike's small engine repair shop, and they also were this town's bus driver. That's how it is. Zeus is sausage without the binding. Brokerage
without the brokers.
It's truly an American success story.
Yeah, they don't have a website. That's part of how they keep costs down, because the internet is expensive. We were talking about this right before the show. It requires an excessive amount of electricity to run the internet. So they're sticking to paper, which, believe it or not, you would think would be less environmentally friendly. But when you look at the cost to benefit ratio,
at least the one they provided to us. And we're going to take their words for it. They seem like good people.
So if you want a catalog, send your SASO, that's your self-addressed stamped envelope with an O, SASE to Zeus Discount Sausage and Brokerage in Great Lakes region, United States. I forget the zip code. Sure. They'll know what you mean.
Right. 100%.
That's the thing. The post office.
They'll get it there. Everyone knows. Idiots. Yeah, they know about Zeus. They know about Zeus.
It's how Buc-ee's is in Texas. Zeus is a Great Lakes icon.
Yeah. 100%. It's like Utz potato chips, and actually in the Northeast, sometimes they get the Utz potato chips and they put them in the Zeus. They just scoop them right out of the. You get a bag of. You get a bag of Zeus unbinded sausage. You get a bag of Utz potato chips. Mash them together.
And there's also Zeus's biography, Sausage, Unbound, which is sort of about him coming to terms with his own pansexuality. And
a lot of really far out there stuff, I think, that the 70s, 50s era Great Lakes wasn't really
forward thinking.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Great Lakes, what do you think about a Great Lakes Avengers team? What do you think that would look like?
Like from the movies?
I don't know. Just, what kind of characters do you think would end up on the Great Lakes Avengers? I mean, because, think about the Avengers, and then, I kind of think now they may be gearing up for a West Coast Avengers. Call me crazy. But with U.S. Agent, with Vision, White Vision, Hawkeye's in his purple suit finally. Come on!
Where is Hawkeye in his purple suit?
In some photos from the new TV show.
Oh, okay. Show. Okay. I mean,
would you watch it? Would you be into the idea of a West Coast? If you told me this before both of these series had come out, I would have been like, "Shut up." But now that the series have come out, I'm like, I want to know what White Vision's doing. I want to know what U.S. Agent's up to.
Yeah, I mean, look, the only Marvel stuff that I've skipped was the TV show stuff before Kevin Feige was involved. So, I watched I forced myself through the first couple of seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the first season of Agent Carter, and I tapped out.
Yeah.
I tapped out before my ex-wife, who's not even a comic book reader.
Right.
She was like, "No, I'm gonna see this through." I was like, I admire your tenacity.
I think Ghost Rider showed up at one point on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But it wasn't Johnny Blaze. It was.
Yeah, it was what was his name? I don't remember, but
yeah.
Not Johnny.
One of the newer.
Right. It was the newer incarnations of
who drove a car. Yeah.
Which is cool. I did read. Speaking of Marvel Television, I read that Jessica Jones, Punisher, and Daredevil will likely be played by those same people in the MCU.
Nice.
But probably not those versions of the character. I imagine that Matt Murdock is going to be very similar, and that Jessica Jones is going to be very similar. I don't imagine they're going to play them a whole lot differently, but they're not going to be remember when I was in Hell's Kitchen at that fucking
right.
You're going to have your whole new a clean slate sort of
right. Well, I think that it seems like what they're gearing up for with the rumors around the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. And he's going to need a lawyer after Homecoming. Or not Homecoming, Far From Home.
Far From Home, yeah. Well, and also the Multiverse of Madness. I think they're opening the doors to start ushering in the pieces that they want to keep from the old stuff. I think they've even had, I've read that they've had conversations with Hugh Jackman about coming back to do a different version of Wolverine. Not Hugh Jackman was very specific about that character died, I played him to the end, and I don't want to ruin that. And they're like, no, this is an alternate universe Logan. This is
crikey, I'm on board.
Yeah, basically. Oh,
where are the claws? Bryan Singer, please. No, we don't work with it.
No, Brian's not he's on the do not call list. Is he?
Him and Joss Whedon, man.
Sitting around I wish we hadn't been such assholes.
I wish we hadn't been more big assholes. No, I hope they're not saying that. I hope they make.
But I would bet you Bryan Singer is at least.
Sure. I don't imagine. It's probably Bryan Singer, Joss Whedon, and Louis C.K. probably get on the phone together and bitch about how
unfairly.
Can you believe it? It's been 3 years. They still don't like me. Yeah, Louis, you didn't really do anything to.
Yeah, you haven't apologized. You haven't done any reparations. Fine, okay.
Yeah. Okay, bye. I don't know. They probably don't talk to each other too because they probably just want to talk about themselves. They seem like those kind of guys.
Did you ever, speaking of X-Men, and we'll get back to your Great Lakes Avengers question, but speaking of X-Men, did you ever watch that old TV pilot, Pride of the X-Men? Spelled like Pryde.
Mm-hmm. It was like was it an 80s version of the cartoon?
Yeah, it was a pilot that didn't get picked up.
I've never seen it, but I read about it.
I had it on VHS tape, like, because I read about it and I was like, oh my God, I have to see this. And I think this might have been before the Saban cartoon started airing, the one that everybody knows.
The Holy Grail of X-Men cartoons. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's still kind of like Batman the Animated Series.
100%. It's the Batman the Animated Series of the Marvel Animated Universe.
Although I think it's aged worse in
100%. 100%. You can still watch Batman and be like, yes. You watch X-Men and you're like, good God, this
is so 90s.
Right. Like, I guess it's because, the Batman animated series like really played up that like kind of like 1940s like industrial like
noir,
sort of feel to it, whereas X-Men was like, it's the 90s and it's never not gonna be.
Look at how 90s this shit is.
Look at Gambit, he's never not gonna be cool. Okay.
He's Jubilee, a forever X-Men.
Right. Jubilee, she's in the Hall of Fame. No, she's not.
No.
You don't even talk about Jubilee anymore.
She's in Excalibur now, actually.
Oh, good for her. Good for
her.
Yeah.
And so we're Gambit and Rogue.
Well, look at that.
These X-Men have just been shipped overseas.
They were like, get over to fucking England. They hardly have any superheroes over there anymore.
They've got Captain Britain.
And he needs not even help. That cool. We took the other one, his sister, and we cut her in half and then merged her with another lady. Weird.
No, don't blame us.
90s. It was the 90s.
What are you gonna... Jim Lee wanted to draw a hot Asian lady.
And we let him, except she wasn't Asian.
Yeah, she was British. We don't know. It was the 90s. It was a hell of a time.
90s, man.
The 90s were a hell of a drug.
It's a continuation of.
So, like, what I was going to say about that Pride of the X-Men thing is in that pilot. So, if you remember the old X-Men arcade game?
Yes. I will never forget it.
Right. That was actually based on all of the art designs and everything. But in that cartoon, this is a long walk. This is a long walk to not a very big payoff. Wolverine is played by an Australian actor doing like a hard Australian accent.
Do you think that Hugh Jackman saw it and said, one day, mate, one day?
Yeah, little Hugh Jackman sitting in front of his tiny 12-inch black and white TV while kangaroos are trying to kick their way into his house.
Okay, buddy. And then he was like, holy shit, Hugh was right. Jackman boy wasn't pulling our fucking leg.
Remind me to send him an apology fruit basket.
I'll send him an apology wallaby. An apology koala. They just fall out of trees here.
Shake a tree, a koala falls out. They're not endangered. Not here. Not in my neighborhood.
They're everywhere, like squirrels in America. Are koalas the squirrels of America? Find out. Are koalas the squirrels of Australia? I don't know. Are they?
Tune in next week for our
expose.
John Stossel on.
And then the expose next week is just no, they're not.
No. Well, it reminds that always makes me think of there was that. So when we were like 18 or 19, we went to like a triple header of Jimmy Eat World, Tenacious